Hello. How you doing?
Okay, how
Hello.
are you?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for calling me. My pleasure. So, you have that property that you're considered selling, right? Do you have a price in mind already?
Um, I had it appraised 2 years ago, and or as it was 2 years ago, it was appraised at 175. I'm looking for at least 130.
130. Okay. What type of improvements does the property need?
It needs a new roof, and also it needs and this is the reason why I want to sell the property. And I'm gonna have some at least an estimate drawn out from the plumbers here on Thursday. The city is like forcing me to close my septic tank to the main sewer line. So, and it's not just me; it's me and my neighbor. And I think that my neighbor's quote was like 30,000. I'm trying to figure out what mine is. It's been a really long, drawn out thing because of the way that our houses are laid out on, our property and stuff. So I'm waiting to get if it's more than what I can afford, then I'm definitely
We know that closing
costs are
separate.
involved to fix that. That's the reason for me just like wanting to move on from here, because if it's any more than 30,000, or if it's 30,000 and I can't get the financing for it, then I definitely just would be interested in moving forward. And because I had no idea that the city or the state could force you to do these kind of repairs, and the repairs for closing the septic line and all of that, those are that would fall under my responsibility. And then also them connecting the sewer line and everything, the city then would have some charges as well. If it's too much, then there's really nothing that I could probably do from my end. So I'm just trying to get those numbers together.
Okay. Did you get someone already to go by and see what it's going to require?
Yeah, on Thursday they will be here and they'll give me a quote.
Okay.
Shortly after. So after this week, I should have more. By Friday at the very latest, I should have some information concerning a quote.
Okay. And do you have an idea how much it's going to cost a new roof on the property?
Well, like I said, my neighbor's is about 30,000. So I don't know. It could be anywhere between 30 and 40, and that's the reason why I'm asking for like 130, because there is stuff that has to be done concerning at least the plumbing, but everything else, the plumbing,
Everything else works. Okay.
everything else is the same. I don't have major updates in my house, but everything that would need to be updated would be considered cosmetic,
Mm. Yeah, that's the price, because the septic tank is not gonna be below. I mean, if you want a good job on the property, if you decide to stay on the house, sometimes going for the cheaper is not gonna be the best option, because it's gonna give you an issue every 3 years. Yeah. So right there, you're gonna have a bill of 30,000 at least, and the roof can be another 30,000. They're saying that only can be 70,000 between roof and septic tank. Sometimes it happens to us that our rentals need a new septic tank, and we're like, shoot, all of our profits for the year are going back into the house. So I know how painful it can be. So I can have some empathy with you.
Yeah, and it put me in a really bad spot because I've been fixing and updating what I can little by little, but then this job that's going to be required for the plumbing, it's more than I can handle. So it might be a possibility that I will have to put it on the market. I don't know yet, because they have to come out and survey the land and tell me, exactly the plan and what the permits are. So I let them know, and they gave me this information back in June, right? And since June, me and my neighbor have been trying to figure it out with the with the plumbers because the work involved is a big job. You know what I mean? It's not something that's simple. It's not on the simple end.
Yeah.
I had like one of the guys or a different company came out to give me an estimate, and they never even called me back. Like I've just been sitting here. So, today I talked to them and they said, well, they were planning to do something a little bit easier because one of our neighbors is threatening to sue my other neighbor because the plan that they had was to go through his house too, and he got very upset, and so they had to come over here to see if they could draw up a different type of fixtures that I could tie into her line. Maybe things could be a little bit cheaper for the both of us, but the city is wanting things done a certain way. So, they proposed something else. And, they said that either way, if it needs to be fixed, it's going to take time, because it's a big job. So, and there's a lot of terms.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I feel terrible because in the time that I've been here, we've never had any issues, not me or the neighbor with any of the, the septic tanks. But to be quite honest, what I believe happened, because I've been here for 15 years. I think I moved here in 2007, or longer than 15 years. I've been here a long time. And I've been, cleaning my septic tank and all of that like you normally do. I've never had anybody, come out or do an inspection or anything like that. And just this year, they came out and they tested everything. It's going where it needs to go and everything. But 10 years ago, everyone in this neighborhood was mandated to move to the sewer line. And the only two people who are left with the septic tanks are me and my neighbor. The county or the state, they haven't been doing their part in doing their job for 10 years. So this just came all of a sudden. And
do you guys have a deadline to make that happen?
We did at some point. We had 3 months, but since the work is so extensive and it's such a big job, they haven't even, to be able to do this, they have to give you a quote in writing, right? Then they have to present that to the MSC, the Metropolitan Sewer Department, to get permits and things like that. So this is nothing that's going to happen within 3 days. You know what I mean? Because of the work that needs to be done. So it's all a matter of getting a quote first, and then the work can start to be. Yeah.
You know what I can do for you? What I can do for you is I can send my partner, Matthew. He has background in construction. He can go by. He can see how bad is number one, the roof. He can see how bad is the situation for the sewer and the septic tank, and he can give you an idea. And even if you don't sell and you decide to keep the property, he can refer you to one of our contractors. That way, at least, we can help you where people is not going to try to take advantage of you. To give you a better idea, this is what you're going to be facing and this is what you can do. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I can, if they want to come to see the house, they can come see the house. Next week, I would be available. I work from home, so I'll be what day I'll be coming and what time.
Yeah, he can communicate with you, and I can text you his phone number. That way, who's going to be reaching out to you. Yeah, because that way also we can confirm if at your price it works for us, because, that's going to be a double, let's take down two birds on the same bullet.
It's really a beautiful if those things are done and you pretty much just update a little bit just cosmetically, you could turn around and sell it for like 200,000 or more, because there is a pool. We have a pool in the back, and the estimate that I got, the appraisal, was with the guy saying, forget about the pool. Like, don't even worry about the pool. But if you fix that pool, there's a pool, there's a basketball court in the back. It's in a nice part of the neighborhood, and you know, it's like a little wooded area. Like, our backyards are wooded areas, so it's real, you know, private. I'm kind of like, you know, because I've been here so long. This is where I've raised my kids. So I feel so bad to have to leave.
So what would be the plan? Let's say that you have to sell. Like, what would be the plan? Do you have where to go?
Oh, of course, yes. If I need, I would say that I would want to be out of here by we're in November, right? I would say like within a month. Like, once I decide what to do, I would be gone in a month, because I can easily just, you know, go. And for right now, what my plan is to rent at least for a year, because this has left a really bad taste in my mouth. Like, this wasn't the first home that I purchased, but the first home that I ever purchased was in Florida, and it was like a brand new build, so I never had to replace water heaters or anything like that. You know, after 10 years, you usually have to replace things, you know, so that's what I've been dealing with. I've been here, and I'm slowly replacing things, and now this situation, I'm like, oh, goodness, like, I'm just faced with a lot right now. So thinking of just, you know, just getting a rental property, whether it's a home or like a townhome, for just a year, and kind of just take time, you know, because I don't want to buy another property that's not on the sewer line, you know.
Yeah, because that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. At least now I know, because I really had no idea that the state could force you to do these things or mandate you to do those things. So, yeah.
No, and they do, and you can get in trouble with them. Like, even
yeah, that's
in
what.
some cases, lose houses.
I was very upset and crying and all kinds of things, because they were sending me letters, like prosecution letters, and but I've been in contact with them and everything, and the plumbers have been there. They said there's really nothing that they can do, because they didn't do their job for like 10 years. And, you know, they're requiring you to do this, but this is not anything on any level that can be done within 3 months. You just, you know, you have to get a quote. You have to then find financing. Then you have to, you know, get permits. So it's not something that happens overnight. They can't push you. And he said, you know, if you get another prosecution letter and if you have to go before the judge, just go and explain what the situation is. Like, they can't really make you get in trouble for something that they need you to work with. They just need to know that you're getting, you know, that you're taking the steps that you need to figure things out. And quite honestly, if I don't have money to get a loan, you know, to finance this, I just can't, you know what I mean? And they're going to have to have time to sell the house.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, most of the cases, I don't know how aggressive they can be here in Cincinnati, but I know in states like Massachusetts, things like this, they give you 2 months, and they don't care how you're gonna do. Like,
yeah, that's how they did it with us. They gave us like 2 months to figure it out, but again, like, you know, they don't give you any, like, they're very vague with the information, because if they were like, okay, here's the program that you have to sign up, but here are the list of contractors that you can call. They don't refer you to anybody because they're not allowed to. And then you start calling, and they're asking you questions you can't answer, and they don't want to send somebody. It becomes a mess. So the people, at least at the MSD, the sewer department, the supervisors that are attached to our cases and everything, they've been kind enough to kind of, you know, understand the situation, because the way that they have the even the drawings that the sewer people have from our properties and where the septic tanks are wrong. So now that they understand, they're kind of like, I haven't gotten another letter saying anything else. So, you know, it's kind of like, as long as, and that's what the plumber said, as long as you're communicating back and forth and they know that I've been here and that sort of thing, and they know that the plumbers are, working on giving us and things like that, they should get off your back. But if I happen to get another letter where I have to appear in court, I just have to go and, explain what's going on.
Yeah, those
Because
things.
they can't just say, hey, you have 2 months to figure out your life, because they don't know what kind of financial situation you are in or anything. You know what I mean? Luckily, this house is paid off, and if I need to take a loss and go, I can do that. But I really feel sorry for other people who have like a mortgage, and they would have to, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money, and some families are not in a situation where they can do that. You know what I mean? So they can't really say, hey, you have 2 months to figure out how to get $30,000, or you know what I mean?
No, and I want to tell you something. It's not a $30,000. Like septic, the type of work can easily become a nightmare even for buyers. That's why when we buyers are going out to look at properties and there's situations like this, we have to bring an engineer. Like that's why I was telling you, like I want to send Matt out there, and he can like give you a better idea of what you can do. And even for us, it's gonna be like, is this something we want to mess with?
Right.
That's gonna give you a better idea, definitely. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if 130 it would be a good price, but I would really need to see what is going on, and nothing better than actually being present in the place. So let me go ahead. He's gonna be very honest with you. No, we don't like to hide information because that can be us tomorrow.
I'm very honest because I bought the house at $98,000, so I wouldn't take anything less than what I put into the house.
You bought it at 90,000?
No, 98. So I paid close to $100,000 cash for my house. So like, if there's no way of me getting back what I actually put in, I can take a loss, and that's okay, but I'm not going to lose it all.